Welcome to another Dylan Does tutorial. In this tutorial I'm actually going to talk about reading in files. Now file reading is something that we haven't done and it's actually really important because reading in files is very important to automation. If you're doing regressions, it's fine that you can just import a data set using standard functionalities like this import data set, and you can choose, for instance, a file that you want to open and it imports it fine. You have all your data, but when you're running projections or something, you're not going to want to do this. You're going to want to look at files and data structures and do it automatically. So I'm going to clear this out. And clear my console. So the first thing we have to do is we have to get our working directory. So as you can see, I'm in my working directory that is Dylan/documents. Now, not normally, but if I were to hard code a read-in file, I would have to do C users Dylan documents. But since my working directory is already in my documents folder, and I've saved a file to my documents folder, I can simply just refer to the file. And that's kind of like an important thing, that if you're working in a certain folder and all your files are saved to that folder, it really just saves time and hard coding. It's a better practice if you just have it dynamically rendered. So we need to go to baseball reference, and we're actually going to copy Greg Maddox's career data. I've copied it. I've already done this here. I'm going to delete it though. And I'm not going to import the formats. I missed the headers. That's important. Oh shoot. Now I'm all getting funked up. There we go. So again, don't import the format. It really doesn't matter, but it's a preference thing, and it bugs the crap out of me. Now I'm going to change this stuff. If there's a parenthesis sign, I usually just do %. If there's a plus for ERA plus, I will do ERA plus. And if there's a divided sign, I'm just going to do div. I don't need this award, so I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to save as documents. That's my working directory. Maddox career. I'm saving it as a tab delimited. Okay, and yes, that last notification was just saying that I was going to save a file that was a workbook as a lesser file, a CSV or a tab delimited. So now we know our working directory is this C users Dylan documents. So now I can refer to the file as just the file name. So I'm going to import this as Maddox, and I'm going to read the table. Maddox career. .txt. And I have to do a couple things. The separator value is going to be a tab. That's the escape value for a tab. And I also want to have headers equal to true. So now when I run this, I have an invalid argument type. I think that is wrong with my header. I'm just going to have to debug this real quick. Yep, I put quotations, and you don't need those. So now you can see that I've imported Maddox, and I have 23 observations of 34 variables. And it automatically guesses the type of data that I'm working with. So year is saved as an int, age is saved as an int. We have 4 levels of factors, which is four different teams. Technically they aren't really factors, but we let it slide. And then you have numbers, ints, numbers. So it's automatically read everything that we need. Really useful. Now, we can also save this as a CSV. And it'll be a similar process. However, if you're working with the CSV data, it's simply going to be the read CSV function. And you can see that we imported, whoops, I gotta get out of this console. We just read in the CSV. There we go. So we had our separator as a tab, and we didn't want that. It was actually going to be a comma. CSV stands for comma, separated value. And it's another way of reading in data, but just make sure that if you're reading in text files, you use the table, and if you're reading the CSV, you're using the CSV function. And lastly, I'm fairly certain that if you read in a CSV without the header equal to true, it'll still work. And there you go. It does recognize that you do want a header, and that also guesses what your variables are. So it's very important that you know how to use these functions for reading in files, so you can do stuff that's automatic. If you're searching through many files, you can just simply iterate through them, or even if you're just coding normally, being able to program this is very useful, rather than having to go click the import data set, and it just simply saves time. So thanks for watching another Dylan Does tutorial, and we'll be back with another video shortly. Thanks.